Greatest baseball movie of all time. Comment below right now what you think it is, and your opinion could be wrong. Just kidding. One of my top favorite films is A League of Their Own, okay? I know a lot of you are men watching this, but don't hate. That is an excellent film. You've got The Rookie, you've got Sandlot, you've got Angels in the Outfield, you've got Field of Dreams. Okay, comment below what your favorite baseball movie is, and then we'll get started with a project. It's baseball themed. How did you guess? This is the design I came up with for a cool wall-mounted baseball gear display. Has the school sports logo at the bottom and a nice motivational quote at the top. The channel across the middle holds a shelf, and you'll see that in a second here. This is just a simple 2-bit project, V-bit for the lettering and the logo, and the 1/4-inch Jenny to hog out the channel that houses this shelf that you see right here, which can hold 3 baseballs and has 2 spots for baseball bats. This isn't a full tutorial on how to do this design, but I will make the file available to you down in the description below. But the main thing I just want to share with you guys is that if you can just play around with the design tab on the left side of the screen there, and you can utilize the tools that are already there, you don't have to be a professionally trained designer to have success in this program. You can I utilize the polygon tool to make home plate. I manipulated it using the node editing tool. I brought the guidelines in to help me with my spacing and alignment, and I used the bitmap trace to get the school mascot on there. There's a lot of great tools right here that are very simple to use. Just allow yourself some time to play around with the program, click on things and see what they do, and you will go far. And if you are one of those people that really like the full how to design a project from start to finish showing the Vectric process, please comment below and let us know, because that way we can better serve you guys through our video content. Thanks. All right, guys, let's get this project started. I'm securing my workpiece down with double-sided tape. I hope you learned something from this video. Comment below what you do learn from it, directly through me teaching you, or from my mistakes, because you'll learn from those too. Either way, enjoy. Totally not advised. Not at all. The job is going to start off using the V-bit, and if you want a direct link to the exact bits I use, those are in the description below. While this part of the carve is running, I'm actually going to double check some plans for the next part of the project, which has to do with the birch plywood thickness. So make sure you have a zeroed out pair of calipers and you get a very accurate measurement of your wood's thickness. Mine is 0.72, and I'm just verifying that I programmed that correctly. Height would be the channel thickness, so to speak, or the height. And that's going to just confirm that when I do the shelf cutout, it's going to fit in there nice and snug, because even though this is called 3/4-inch plywood, it's not 0.75. As you can see, it's 0.72, and that is really important to get the parts to fit together nicely. At this point in the project, we're just taking a zoomed in look at the V-bit action, and when you use plywood from the big box store, it is economical. However, you might have some voids that show up. Just a fair warning. Now that that's finished, we're moving on to our 1/4-inch Jenny bit, which I'm very excited to try out from Cadence Manufacturing. Here it is, looking all shiny and new. Let's christen it. And here's a quick tip for putting a new bit in. You can put the smaller wrench on the spindle and kind of leverage it up against the Z slider while you tighten the collet nut. It works. So the machine right now is working on the channel for the shelf. That exact thickness of the workpiece that you're using is so crucial, because you do also have to think about not only how it's going to fit just when you're putting raw plywood into it, but if you intend to sand it, that is going to make it looser. But then when you add a finish onto it, that's going to build another layer of thickness. So it might take some playing around, and that's why this is being prototyped on plywood before I use something like walnut to maybe do the final product. But here we are, we're at the profile cut using that Jenny bit. It's coming out super clean. Onto the shelf next. Program complete, baby. All right, now that we've used some leverage to pry off the first part of the project, we can get rocking and fire up the G700, which is a glorious suction robot from Harvey. And then we can listen to that initial shrieking of the 1/4-inch bit and question all of our life's decisions. Just kidding, everything's fine. Okay, so this project has not been optimized for time. So the home plate portion takes just under 30 minutes and the shelf portion takes just over 7 minutes. I'm sure you could get that to be a lot faster, especially if you didn't need all that V-bit design work. That's what takes a long time. So if I were trying to sell these, I would most likely ditch the quote, simplify the customization, try to get the machining time down closer to 20 minutes, and that way I could connect with local teams in the area. Coaches gifts are a big thing, senior gifts are huge, and also you could propose it as an option for a raffle. Okay, so that Jenny bit cut super clean. I'm new to Jenny bits. I'm a fan, and I only wish I would have reordered that job. I don't know how I missed that, but it happens. I must have put the pocket toolpath below the profile toolpath in the programming, and so it started to cut the shelf out before doing the pockets or the little spots where the baseballs will rest. You do not want to do that. You want all your inside cuts to happen before you do your profile cut. So it worked out. The double-sided tape method is shockingly strong. Should you 100% rely on it? Maybe not, but I know how difficult it is for me to get my work pieces off of the CNC bed. And so, although I will not say I 100% trust the double-sided tape method, it is pretty solid. Thankfully it is, because my piece was completely cut out from the main work piece, no tabs, and it didn't move, and the pockets worked out just fine. Still, programming that in the correct order would be better. But let's check out what we got. All right, I'm too curious. I want to test it before I even get it off the CNC. Yeah, that's awesome. I originally had it at like a 1.25 pocket, and I just upped it to 1.5, thinking it would just rest in there a little better. Except for the fact that that's definitely still a 1.25, and that's a 1.5, and that's a 1.5. Christy, oh my gosh. Okay, there we go. Okay. Now to see if this shelf fits the channel that we made. Hold, please. Still got the tape on the back. Definitely need to trim my machine. Ignore those things, please. Doing my best. Here we go. Okay, I might have made them too exact. Let me get the tape off. This is real life, guys. I think I gave it, I can't remember if I made it the exact same thickness as of the wood, or like, 3/1000ths or something. I'm not sure. But my thinking is I'd rather make the channel tighter and just sand down the wood a little bit to make it fit nice and snug, because the last thing you want is to have something that doesn't fit well, and then you're kind of screwed. Speaking of that, I do plan to countersink some screws into the back of this. I don't even know if I will glue the shelf in place, but I'm definitely going to mark out where the shelf is on the back and pre-drill so that I can sink some screws into it as well. So I know, just ignore it. See if it fits at all or close. Oh, it's right there, you guys. Right there. Oh. Hey, how about that? That looks sweet. Line it up. Dude. I'm pleased with myself. Can you tell? I mean, we're using plywood, so there's voids. There's issues with that. But this is basically a proof of concept project, and then I can make it out of nicer materials. So this is super cool. Oh man. So, you know, if you have any signed baseballs or anything like that, they can go here. You can put your baseball bats in there. And I'm actually gonna just drill with a regular old drill. Once I buy a little peg or a hook, I'm gonna put a little peg here for a hat too. So you have 3 baseballs, 2 baseball bats. You can hang your hat. We'll make it hang on a wall. And you've got like a little encouraging quote at the top. If you haven't commented your favorite baseball movie yet, now's the time. I've given you plenty of time to think about it. Comment below your favorite baseball movie. Make sure you get subscribed to the Onefinity channel so that you can laugh at me while I do projects and maybe learn a few things. See you on the next one. That's sweet. I'm so glad that fit. Fits really well too.